Good morning, guys. Welcome to Tropicali Food Forest. I'm John the Builder, and today I want to show you our version of a syntropic style agroforestry with the goal of it being a mango producing paradise. And it is May 22nd, 2025, and let's go ahead and get this started. And we have this new addition. This is a pawpaw right here. There's another one right here. I have failed to grow pawpaws in the past, but we shall see if I can get better at it this year. This is a papaya that I planted, I believe, last year. And look at the moringa. We've had issues growing moringa here, but since it's been in this place next to our stucco, it's doing tremendously better. And yeah, and here's, I believe this is a sage right here, two different varieties. And I forgot what this ground cover plant is, but this is a new addition to the ground cover layer, as well as these two right here. So we're propagating a bunch of it and we're putting it all throughout the property. This is kamote. It's a believe Filipino, it's a Filipino sweet potato. It's a nice ground cover. And this is the, I believe this is the yellow poinciana. You can see the growth of it right there and the flowers. I don't know if you can see that. These are the pigeon peas. And that's our vegetable garden bed, but we're not going to talk about that today. This is a lemon zest seedling that was planted just in August of last year. And look at this type of growth right here. This might be a winner. And it's pushing out new growth. We got this lavender here. We just hedge trimmed, use it as a chop and drop. This is Tithonia, and or perennial Mexican sunflower, also called Tithonia diversifolia. And just like that, it's giving a little bit of shade for our vegetables because it's getting hot, guys. It's getting hot. You got a banana plant right there. Got some bananas. And I neglected this miracle berry for a while. And I will I'll grow it just like I grow the blueberries that you'll see later. It's looking pretty good. All right, let's check this out. Here's more pawpaw right there. Moringa. Okay, it's doing okay here, seems like. And this is the new and up and coming support plant. This is a castor bean. As you can see, we're growing it as a canopy layer right here. And we're just continuously chopping this down. It likes to grow these side shoots right here, and we're using it as a chop and drop right here. This is also a new addition to the support plants. This is Tegasaste. It was kind of difficult to grow these. A lot of them did not make it, so I need to figure out what makes them make it, because look, they look really nice. Look, this Tegasaste. Of course, we got our seedling mangoes scattered everywhere. This is a coffee plant right here, looking beautiful. It looks like it's gonna push out some flowers, perhaps. Again, we got the Tithonia shading them, while the trees like this staghorn sumac right here get established, because we planted a bunch over there. We planted some ash trees and quite a bit of future canopy layers. And take a look at this daggone sumac that we pollarded right here. See? And it's growing back. We've got some pepper plants growing everywhere. And let's see what else we got. We have more pigeon peas. This eggplant here has survived for 2 years. There's more coffee. Trying to grow some asparagus. This has been here for a little bit. They're just, I don't know. Earlier on, the gophers ate them all, but we're not stopping. We're still continuously trying. Here's some persimmons. These were seedlings from the American variety. It's the astringent variety. We actually plan on using this as a rootstock for our Fuyu persimmons. Here's a Manila mango from Home Depot. We have grafted several varieties. I believe this is a fruit punch. Yep, that's a fruit punch. We got a Super Alfonso right here. It's looking all right. But this tree is waking up. Look at that, it's still kind of skinny. But here is a really up and coming ground cover layer that we are pretty much putting all over the place. This is a Pepino Dolce, and I never really liked the fruit up until this year. Like 2 years ago, I tasted it. It tasted like a bland cucumber without flavor, and I didn't like it, so I didn't eat any last year. My wife loves it, but I had some this year, and guys, this fruit is so good. It actually does taste like a honeydew / melon, and it's a perennial, and it's drought proof. Well, I mean, not drought proof, but it's very drought tolerant, very easy to propagate. I mean, you just find one with a little kind of like dot in it, like let's see, like this. See that? You got a little dot that will grow roots right there. You see, those will grow roots. You just stick that in the ground, keep it watered, or put it right next to a drip irrigation or the base of your trees, and you got a beautiful ground cover. And then you have this other plant here. I gotta remember what my plants' names are, but I apologize, guys. But here, look at that. If you really want to, I'll put that under the description once I figure it out. Here's another banana. I believe this is a manzano, and we got fruit from it again this year. And we have these mangoes, these mango trees, or actually mango rootstock that pushed out. I mean, these Zions pushed out. Look at that. So we have an introduction of Carla, and this is an orange sherbet right there. They're not out of the woods yet. They need to get those leaves to really green up before I could say it's a success. Also putting in a bunch of strawberries as a ground cover. We got this senna plant here, this tree, senna tree, and this is a rosemary right here that we're also putting all over the place because it's pretty drought tolerant. And I forgot what this is. This is Italian, not parsley, but it's not sage, but you put it, you make I'm growing this for making pizza sauce right here. Here is a tomato that we are growing on this makeshift I wouldn't call it a trellis, but it will just grow in it on these single stem method, and this is just, you know, a rope right here. Ideally it'd be taller, but it is what it is. This is the reason why we want to grow more of these support trees, so that we can create these types of systems right here, right? So imagine there was another tree there like this and grow tomatoes this way. And so as we harvest these tomatoes here, right, we're gonna remove all the leaves and we're gonna allow this to drop down, and we'll just continuously circle this bottom stem, and it'll just continue to shoot up, and we'll have to continuously remove these side shoots, which is a good thing to do and work on for the retirees that we have in the property. My mom just retired. Congratulations to her. And gives her some stuff to do. We have this other mango here with a Maha Chinook graft. It's beginning to awaken. And there's a bunch of seedling future rootstocks of Ataulfo mangoes that we are growing everywhere, because we're expanding this whole place, guys. This whole property is gonna have mangoes everywhere. We got a lot of rootstocks. New introduction. I need to, oh my goodness. This is a California native. I don't know where I put the name on it, but we shall see once it starts to grow. Here is a, so look at this, guys. Look at this Tithonia diversifolia, and it's filled with aphids. I mean, look at those aphids. But you leave it be, and there's a ladybug, right, having a blast. There's another one, and then another one, right? So you leave this alone. You allow the aphids to just do their thing, and you allow it to attract the beneficials. They're all over the place. And so this will be their base of operations, the ladybugs. And we're not gonna cut this down just yet for chop and drop. We always allow vegetation that the ladybugs wanna, use as their home. Here is a broccolini. It tastes amazing, guys. This thing, I mean, you can eat it all the way down to where it's still tender, and even then, like say this, you just cut off the skin part, the outer layer, and you just steam it, and it tastes amazing. You just put salt, pepper, you could put a little bit of fish sauce. They taste amazing, guys. And here is a Satsuma orange, tangerine, right? Satsuma citrus. This one right here, I'm also excited about. We finally got a kishu, right here. That's a kishu. Here is the other side of the plantings that I just showed you recently. And I know this is the vegetable garden right here, but we also have two new additions. This is a Maha Chinook right here, pushing out a new flush. We just planted this year. And here is a mango that we're going to keep because I gotta show something, guys, to the wifey, because I spent a lot of money on these mangoes. And it's a wonderful hobby, guys, but when you're crazy like me, sometimes you gotta spend. There's another Maha Chinook, and here is our mother Pepino Dolce plant that we are using as a place to get cuttings. It's a plant that we get cuttings from that we're spreading all throughout the property. And since we're here, because this is part of our syntropic style here, we are going to put a big tree right here. That's going, and there's going to be another one right there. Here is a bigger rootstock that we just recently purchased. Right here, it is a Kent rootstock, and I chose this because, I mean, compared to the Ataulfos, I mean, they were like 3 times the size on the trunk for the price, for the same price. And this is massive right here. Look at that. So I grafted a ton of varieties in here. You got Super Alfonso, you got ST Maui, Fruit Punch. I got Honeykiss all the way at the top over there. I got Keith because I got it for free. And then I got a what is this? That's more Fruit Punches. This one right here is, I believe, Seacrest. So we got Seacrest. Supposedly Seacrest does pretty well here in terms of the flowers not getting PM. Powdery mildew. There's a Maha Chinook, and this is a cac. It's a nice, I believe, Indo-Chinese type of flavor. And here, this is where we propagate our stuff here, just on our garden bed, right next to our drip emitters, as you can see right there. So these are our sage, and these are pretty much rooted out. And we got some plants that we're trying to propagate here. Looks like a lot of them are failing, but that's okay. It's literally set and forget in here. We got a bunch of grapes right here. That's we're trying to root. It'll probably take a few more months before we can harvest them. And this is our grafting area right here. As you can see, we got some Carlas that we grafted. Here's a Carla using a wedge graft right there. We'll cut off this whole part here perhaps once that if that thing takes. You got a bunch of stuff here like more Maha. We got Sweet Tart, Terle, more cac over there, and a Honeykiss all on the other side. We have Maha right there, and this one right here we haven't touched. We're receiving some scions today. Here's a beautiful Sweet Tart that took right here, guys, right here. And here's an experiment. So we got this. This was a seedling from August. We grafted onto it last year as an experiment. It failed. See, it failed. And so instead of there's this one branch coming from here that we're gonna cut off anyway. And so here's an experiment. This is a reverse approach graft. And so perhaps this right here is a push. And so if we can we can borrow some energy or some equity from this tree and donate it to our rootstock here, that would be fantastic. You'll kind of boost the it'll save it some time, before it can get to a good size. We'll see. It's an experiment, guys. I mean, if it works, if I want single trees, like here I got a Fruit Punch, and then I got a Sugarloaf graft right here. Look at the Sugarloaf, it's pushing. So I can do a reverse approach graft, right? And take this, put it in a different rootstock. That could be a thing. Bunch of grafts on here. These are earlier grafts. And look at that. Beautiful attempt to push. We've got some, look at this, Fruit Punch. This one right here is starting to develop. We got a nice push coming from this Super Alfonso. And there's an orange sherbet right there. And this Giselle right here on the wedge graft is beginning to push. I don't know if you can see that. More here, right? And then this one, it's starting to push. We have a bunch of pushes right here. And here's another one's a juicy peach. This one right here, look at that. I believe there's another sweet tart. And let me show you the other place. All right, so here we have an air layered longan, kind of struggling because we keep hitting it. Here's another rootstock mango tree. Right here, it's another Ataulfo. You got a Super Alfonso that's pushing. I don't know if this thing is gonna make it right here. This fruit punch, it's kind of getting discolored a little bit, so that's probably a failure. And here is our syntropic style right here, guys. Right there. Okay. Let me show you. Oh, see the mess? Yeah. We're cleaning that up. We're creating a pathway here. We're putting more mangoes all over this area here. We have air layered oranges. Oh. And we got a bunch of stuff here. You got beautiful blueberries. I finally figured it out. Right there, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's loaded, guys. It is loaded. And once I really do think I figured it out with all these blueberries here, I'll do a tutorial. I don't want to do it just yet. But yeah, look at this beautiful castor bean, senna, or maybe this is a yellow poinciana. You got more support plants there. You got an ash tree right there that's up and coming that will eventually replace the canopy of the castor bean, because the castor bean doesn't last too long. We got this ice cream bean. You got a bunch of stuff here. And here's the seedling mango trees. That's all over the place right here. There's a push right there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in. Right there, I believe that's an orange sherbet, and an Angie back there. Angie hasn't pushed just yet. And you can see that there's a lot of things growing here. And look at all of this. This is all cuttings. Look at that. That's a tree collard. You have the lavenders. You got tomatoes using the single stem method. We got this, I believe this is an arrow root. Look at that. They do very well as long as the gophers don't attack them. And here is a butterfly bush. Here's a beautiful moringa. And a bunch of stuff at chayote right here. And you can see that there's, despite the fact that there's a hodgepodge of so many support plants just in many different locations, there's a pattern. Pigeon pea, seedling avocado, pepino dolce, Mexican sunflower, castor bean, right? You got lower layers right here. You got blackberries. Look at that right there. Yeah, lavender. You got 4 o'clocks. More blackberries. We got raspberries. We're trying to grow pineapples. We have pomegranates. And those pomegranates will eventually get trimmed down significantly once this seedling mango that we planted here, I believe last year. Yeah, last year we planted it here. I made a video of that if you want to go see it. And this is an up and coming. Once this thing gets bigger, it will be the the primary tree in this area. Everything else is just secondary. Here's another one. This is a Indian type of mango. It's a question mark seedling. I believe I showed this already. This is a maha in there. This is another maha. We're growing a lot of mahas because, hey, they do well here. And you got a bunch of seedling future rootstocks here. Look at that. I believe that's a manila. So we have a bunch of manillas here. Because we're trying to mix it up, guys. Not just Atulfos, manillas. We got Corriente seed rootstocks, as well as Kent and Tommy Atkins. Here is a young staghorn sumac. It's just got a growth spurt right here. Okay. Look at this tree collar. Got huge leaves. I mean, look at this. This is ginormous. Yeah, you could steam that as your vegetable or give it to the chickens. There's another mango. Here's another mango right here, right, with a coconut cream graft that hasn't taken yet. This was from last year, and we shall see if it makes it. If not, this is one of the ones that we're just allowing to grow as a, rootstock without grafting onto it. So we're implementing a bunch of things that I discussed in just recent videos about different style of grafting, different techniques, allowing a rootstock tree to just grow into a bigger tree, and before we graft stuff into it. Here's an ash tree that's beginning, guys, to kick in. This was literally like this tiny maybe a month ago, and this is gonna have a growth spurt similar to the staghorn sumac. As soon as things continue to heat up, it's gonna go. See, these ice cream beans, they struggle here during the winter. When you plant them as a sapling or a seedling that young, they struggle. It's not until if you're trying to grow ice cream bean here, my suggestion would be probably to just put the seeds in the ground, or to grow them to like a foot tall before you plant it in the ground, because everything wants to eat it. There's more persimmons, more of those cuttings that we're just spreading all over the place. We got potatoes. I don't know if that's a good idea, but my father-in-law is just putting stuff all over the place sometimes, and I do too. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No biggie. And here's another mango right there. We have some, I believe these are apricots. I don't know if they're going to fruit, but if they don't, that's okay. We will graft onto them. Grafting is a skill I have been developing over the last several years, and I'm finally getting good at it, guys, and it's game changer here. Game changer. I believe this is a Bromencia. I believe. Don't quote me. More pigeon peas, wax jambu right here. It's air layered. Now this is what you want to see. This is about to, I believe, grow. As long as the gophers don't eat it, the rabbits don't eat it, this is gonna just explode. Here's cuttings, guys. We just put a bunch of cuttings, and you'll see in the future video, these things are just gonna be very nice chop and drop. And eventually we'll be able to, have all of this as a beautiful mix of greenery, despite it being like, say, in the fall or winter. Very nice fig, bitter leaf. Okay, more of the 4 o'clocks. I need to get rid of this weed right here. They're really bad for my dogs. They get to the ears or like get stuck on their coat. Here's a Kent seedling we planted last year. It's got a little bit of bacterial black spot in it right there, but it's ready to push, and it's being shaded a little bit too much by these tithonias. So guess what, guys? It's time to chop and drop them. Okay, right there, right there. Perhaps this thing. There. And you can also see that we planted corapias that will eventually take over as the pathway ground cover. See how easy it is to chop and drop these tithonias right here. Just put it down, put it down. Check this soil out, guys. Look at this. Look at that. Okay. Look, it's so easy to go through that. Look at that. It's beautiful, guys. Beautiful soil that we're developing here because of chop and drop. And sure, you can get a bunch of shipments of wood chips, which is ideal, don't get me wrong, but in our property, the logistics of getting them over here without them breaking the driveway concrete is just almost impossible. And you know, we're in an incline, so if we had to lug all of those things from all the way on the driveway all the way up here, it's crazy hard. I'd rather just like get a machete or a pruner and just chop and just like that, right? Every day I'm walking through here anyway, and just like that. I like these tithonias because they lay flat, and look, when they're like that, they're easy, very easy. Now they're in the way. Okay, all right, cool. Drop, and then eventually it becomes soil. All right, so you can see there's another mango tree in here, and it's a young one. It's got a lemon meringue, and we got a lot of polyembryonics just everywhere. There's a Beverly over there. There's a Kensington Pride right there I got from my friend Guillermo. Guillermo, thank you. Hopefully these things will eventually have a growth spurt. Here is a Believe an LZ. There's another lemon zest right here. There's a lot more stuff here. This is a Venus right here, and dapple shade environment, and it's doing pretty well, so I'll keep it the way it is for now. I can always free up, cut this area to give it a little bit more sun, but it's doing okay. And we're about to get it's about to start heating up. The sun will start to get a little bit more harsh, and so I want to keep it protected. And here's a lemon meringue graft, and here's another one right there. So this is the end of our syntropic style, although we're slowly transitioning our entire food forest to be this particular style. And especially there's a lot of weeds growing here right now, but once the corapia starts to grow out, it will prevent weeds from growing. And I'll show you the corapia, and that corapia is this. See this? It's beautiful. I mean, we're letting it grow like crazy because we're trying to spread this all over. See this? We'll just take a bunch of that and just put it everywhere during the rainy season. And here's more ground covers that we're propagating. I believe this is a salvia, or geez, I forgot what this is. Yeah, I think this is salvia, if I remember correctly. All right, guys. Well, that's it.